Living and not growing is one of the many challenges that victims of sexual abuse and harassment have to deal with for the rest of their lives. For some persons, this experience becomes an impediment to self actualization. If we all agree that consent is a conscious, voluntary, and mutual agreement between two or more persons to engage in sexual activity, why then do we have an influx in sexual violation? On today's episode, we are discussing consent. Welcome back, guys. And as I said earlier, today we are discussing consent, and with me are amazing set of people. These guys are some of the best in their field. And starting from my right, which is your left, is Franklin. Franklin is a medical doctor and he has had first-hand experience with persons who are victims of sexual abuse. I would say rape, for example. And followed is Victoria. Victoria is an advocate for gender equality. You already know who I am, so I wouldn't introduce myself. And to my left, which is your right, is Choma. Choma is also an advocate for mental health. She's really big on taking care of yourself mentally. So I just want to ask this question. The question is, what is the state of consent in Nigeria? And I would like us to respond, please.
Personally, I feel the state of consent, understanding of consent in Nigeria is really messed up.
Why do you think, if you just say that it is messed up, it needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's kind of ambiguous. I would like if you can maybe give reasons why you think, like just an example, and then talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. Social media, which is like basically one of the places where we have conversations or we get to know other people's ideas and views on certain things. When issues about consent or topics come out, and we have to air our opinions, the things people say amazes me. I'm like, oh, I get to live with these people actually. Like, they tend to be my neighbors and my friends. Wow. So that's just check Twitter. That's all I have to say. Check Twitter.
Wow. Okay, I like the feedback. So,
Actually, I understand what you're trying to say, but to me, consent has always been there, but it has always been, should I say, passive. Because in Nigeria, up till tomorrow, up till now, I can't say there's been verbal consent. Most times, okay, you're with your spouse, your babe or anything, and do you actually say, okay, I want to strap you, and she says yes? They happen like that. It's a body language thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Consent has always been a body language thing. In the Western world, you see all these movies, you see the baby, let's fuck.
And that's about it.
Yeah. Let's trap, they start offering clothes. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. I don't think the average Nigerian girl, the cultural Nigerian female would tell her boyfriend, let's get down. Like, there are girls that do this stuff, but it's very, very rare. You understand? Like, it's very rare. So it's basically, if she wants it, you the guy, you have to make the move. But the consent is there, but she won't say yes. So when it comes to consent, you have to walk on eggshells when you're in Nigeria as a male. You understand? Because there are a lot of people that have been labeled sex offenders, and they're actually sex offenders. You understand? But because of the environment, like these days, guys are beginning to be realistic. At some point, you have to ask, should we get down?
Yeah.
If not, if a girl plays along with you and at some point tells you that, come on, you're stepping your boundary, man, you've crossed the line, you're a sex offender. So I think you should be very careful these days. That's what I feel. So when it comes to where consent has
sorry to cut you short. I think what you've said now, I am very happy that you mentioned it, because it just goes further to tell us that our society is fucked up here, and that is the truth. It is bad that we have to just wait for the gestures. Like you have to the person does not
There's
tell
nothing
you
verbal,
that
there's
yes,
nothing
it is very
direct.
verbal, and that is just very problematic if you ask me, because I think that consent is something that we should train, either girls or guys to always get. I mean, you don't legit have to say, can we have sex? But I mean, even in some cases, you should ask, like, can I go on?
Who actually asks can we have sex? Have you seen?
No.
Has anyone seen something like that?
Okay, so I mean, when you ask the question of the rate of
The state of consent.
I mean, everybody knows that for the past 3 to 4 years, we've seen a lot of people coming out to say, I was sexually abused, this person did this, and then when you try to get answers to what led to, the whole sexual abuse rather, you start to hear stories that some people tag as being ridiculous and all of that. But the fact is, and will forever be, that you need to seek consent. I don't like the fact that we don't even need to play this down, because a lot of things, the things that I've heard people say, but she say make I kiss am. Person wey tell you say make I kiss am, obviously say she won't do something else now. She never said she wanted to do it, and then at the end of the day, someone is coming out to say I was raped.
Exactly.
So the issue of consent in Nigeria, in fact generally, is very important. You need to seek consent. Bishop say she talks, say she won't sleep with you. Really?
Yeah.
It's not even more. It's more than just
Assume.
gestures, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because you can be reading something else. I can be gesticulating or doing something, showing signs for something else, and you are reading the wrong thing. So yeah, that's just the idea.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to point out. Now
Okay.
the question is, I think we're all adults here.
Yeah.
That's why I say when it comes to this part of the world, you have to be very careful. Like I said earlier, in the Western world, if you watch these movies, they just tell you, I think they come out from a movie theater and the girl drags the boy in and she starts undressing the guy and she tells him let's get down, and they start doing stuff like that. But in Nigeria, things like that don't happen.
Well,
Maybe you have experienced such person.
I disagree to an extent.
Like the girl tells you like let's get down in Nigeria.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
let's get down.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a very
No, it's I don't
Okay,
think I just
okay,
feel
no.
yeah.
Personally, I think, I get your point. I completely get your point. But I've tried my best to really understand what you're saying, just so I don't miss or go off.
That's why I said
right?
that consent in Nigeria has always been more of a body language thing.
But that's the
And not-
thing. That's the
and
thing.
not-
That's why
That's why a lot
many-
of sex or a lot of
You
things
say-
have fallen into
You saying that a girl cannot move to a guy sexually. That's like the picture you're trying to paint. Now, like
Like,
most
no,
girls
I'm not saying
don't
cannot. I said
don't-
most
Nigerian
larger
girls,
fraction.
most
A larger
Nigerian
fraction. Yeah.
and Nigerians, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
Westerners, we
Mhm.
believe, are more sexually expressive.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Mhm.
Even though that might not be the case, movies are quite different from reality. But let's stay on track now. Someone who isn't necessarily sexually expressive, I'm very sure, can answer a simple question of yes or no. I do not have to say, I want you to put your, whatever it is in a certain place. But I can say, yes, I want to have sex with you.
Mm.
Yes, that's why
conversation.
I even said the fact that you can never, don't you ever think in any way because she's giving you a sign that you think she's giving you air quotes really, because there are times that I can actually just be acting the way I do, but you are reading because of how you feel at a particular time. If a guy is horny, he will be reading the signs that he wants to see. Let's be frank.
I'm a guy. No. I'm a guy.
Yeah.
I've been horny before. I don't read the signs I want to see.
Oh, wow.
And as in, I'm a guy. I've been horny before. I don't read the signs I want to see because I know that shit may go down in some minutes, and then my repetition may be mad for like. Come on.
That is you.
Yeah.
But really,
So personally,
Yeah.
I can make it so formal. Like, is this? And if there's a no, I think as because I think the regular, even from like the regular things you see, a guy, I see footage around. You try to initiate something. Probably you put your hand on a lady's shoulder. You just try to see if she's actually in the mood. And if she turns her back, please sleep. But there was there was nothing like like that.
I was going to say this. Do you agree?
I've encountered a couple of persons, and okay, I happen to have worked in a women clinic and all that. So I hear stories relating to sex.
Yeah.
I've realized that when it comes to Nigeria, especially in the north, like the northern part of Nigeria, the rate our attitude towards talking about things like this is on a very
It's on the down low.
Yeah.
Our
And it's really affecting us. And luckily, the good thing is that in the last 5 years, the orientation has changed, and then people are becoming more and more aware of these things, and it's really going to help. But I will still maintain that women are not verbally expressive when it comes to consent in Nigeria.
Okay, I want to ask a question. When it comes to sex, do we all agree that silence is not consent?
Silence, to me, is not consent.
So if you say that silence is not consent, then why do you think that, she's giving you the vibes, she's not saying it is enough consent for you?
Okay.
Because she said that the fact that she's behaving a certain way towards you, the fact that she's even stripping in front of you does not, give a guy or a person the right to think that they can just have their way with her. So do you understand? So if you say that, if you agree with her on that, then why do you think that it is a big deal that you're reiterating the fact that in Nigeria, people are not, they don't come out to say it. But I think that what we should push for now is people saying it. We should learn. I mean, as a guy, we should try to make the girl say like, we can. Are you okay with this?
Exactly.
Even if you're not saying, can we have sex?
I think both
Exactly.
ways actually.
So silence is not consent.
Let's also consider let's consider both ways.
The
Yeah.
guy
I
who's
mean,
behind the
like
movie.
guys, I don't think guys are honey.
The
Like,
guy-
For them to say the
No.
word
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I think
I don't
say
like that.
something. I think say something, but no, I'm not going to do that, right?
No,
But I
please,
don't
you can say this is safe space with Frederick. You get to express
Just
yourself.
can you
Let's
just
just say
the
it.
first letters?
BAS. But I don't think men are that, right? And I feel even men have times when they actually want to be left alone. So everyone should be able to communicate.
Exactly.
Even though the
Yeah.
fault is mostly not
That's
fault.
what I want us to advocate. I want
Yeah,
us to
yeah.
See, content should be
to
like
enlighten
a
the
general
girl,
thing.
the girl child, the female, to tell them that they can be more verbal about what they want. Come on.
And teach the guys to actually seek
Consent.
consent. There has to be
The
a
guys will
balance.
learn-
Yeah.
The
There
guys
has to
will
be a
learn
balance.
by the guy can always learn from a lesson.
Why should there be a lesson?
The lesson mustn't be a public lesson. If you tell the guy, I don't want this,
Yeah.
every reasonable guy, if the guy's not learning, he's a rapist by default. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That
Sexual
look at what I'm
abuse
trying to tell you.
rapists.
Look at what I'm
That's
trying to tell you.
important.
Look at what I'm trying to tell you. Eh? We all have sisters, we have brothers.
Yeah.
If by way of the Nigerian, culture, a lot of guys will fall as sexual offenders, because there was this no, I'm serious. There was this story I read on Twitter. The guy was already penetrating. He had given her like 10 strokes, and then she said she was sore. You understand?
Yeah.
Probably the guy was already climaxing. I'm not supporting the guy anyway.
Yeah.
He was already climaxing, and at that point in time, you don't expect anybody to make a rational decision. But they called him a rapist on Twitter. If that guy had gone into depression and committed suicide, we would have labeled him a rapist, but this was his girlfriend. They had started the consensual sex, like sexual episode, and then probably maybe I don't know, maybe he was climaxing, and then he couldn't pull out, but it was rape. So now, if we are going to call a spade, that guy, okay, let's call him, okay, he's a sexual offender, but come on, what the girl did was not right. If it was her brother
No.
that was at that
Sorry,
point,
can I say
No,
something?
I think
I
there's
feel
a
like I
problem.
need to explain something here.
Okay.
So first off, this what you just put
I don't want
out.
to
You
call,
said
I
the
don't want to
girl.
call this particular.
No, you don't need to
remember,
call.
I
You don't even
remember.
need to call. So a girl tells you you're having sex with a girl, and then she tells you she's sore, and then because you are, I feel like at that point, being sore is not even a sight to actually. I don't even feel like it is something that would be pleasing. Being sore is not
it means
pleasing.
she's
sore.
hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the moment you're saying because you are probably about to climax, you have to. It's not your fault. You're already there. I feel like at some point you need to figure out
Are you
that.
going to call that guy
Can I-
a sexual offender?
No,
I say-
this is not a black and white situation.
There are so many
Let's look
controversies.
from an emotional point of view.
But this
She's
we're
sore.
being realistic right now. Even though this is not like a this or that,
Yeah.
if she says she's sore, it means that thing is actually painful.
I'm
At that point,
understand.
so I'm hurting, and then you keep on doing this thing.
And you're
It means you are
Stop.
hurting me intentionally.
Yes.
Let me tell you how the story went.
Okay.
The guy was, if you're going to be sore, at least I think you should just, if you're not in the mood, or maybe you got sore when the guy was about starting, you can easily just say that. Or
No,
you are not in the mood.
I think there's this thing.
I
There's this
completely-
thing that I have heard a couple of times. Okay, two things I've heard that are common to a lot of Nigerian men. When I was growing up as a child, they'll tell you that if she's telling you, no, stop it, it means she wants you to continue. I think that thing is rubbish. It needs to be corrected.
Look at what
That's-
needs to be corrected actually. The notion that you tap a babe, you want to get down, she says no, you turn around, she taps again. Please don't go. Because seriously, no, seriously, please don't go. Because I don't advocate for women. Like I think you're a couple. There's a guy, there's a girl.
Yeah.
If she tells you she's not in the mood, just zip up and sleep. If she comes to you, you are not in the mood. Let her zip up and sleep. Like,
Yep.
it's becoming too like. At times, I just feel, is this really worth it? Is this really what the like? It's
What
not-
might
it's-
come out of
it's-
it.
Yes, the outcome, man, it could be very terrible,
Okay.
and it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound
So,
nice.
so I
You
think
know what got me really emotional about the thing? I think I saw a story about someone that had to commit suicide.
Yeah.